Many conflicts have separated people throughout the ages. A few have tried to find peace.
There's so many conflicts, and one thinks back in history and you realize that there has been so many conflicts. So a center like this somehow has to constantly aim to share the good news in terms of that reconciliation is necessary, it is possible.
I think reconciliation is one of those things that's fundamental to the human condition in the latter part of the 20th century and the first part of the 21st.
When we talk about the practice of reconciliation, we need ideas, we need concepts as well as practice.
Conflicts are often a bitter reality. Analyzing causes for conflicts and finding solutions are a great challenge. The Jena Center for Reconciliation Studies, with its transdisciplinary approach, offers the summer school where scholars and experts can study and exchange ideas. Here they can discuss concepts and share experiences. In the discussions, the deep longing for reconciled relationships becomes evident. The team's commitment goes back to the conviction that reconciliation can be found even in the middle of conflict.
I think today the message of reconciliation is particularly speaking to the world, and it's the experience of the 90s that people had a big expectation and hope that there will be new relationships between countries and groups in society, and a new world could arrive.
In the 16th century, Jena and its university were known for playing a vital role in influencing the Protestant Reformation. In the 19th century, an open spiritual atmosphere enabled the networking of researchers, scholars, and industrial companies. Also, today's Jena Center for Reconciliation Studies, associated with the theological faculty at the Friedrich Schiller University, is part of an international cooperation. The city is an inspiring place to study history.
I feel that through the discussions we notice that we are not all that different. We are quite similar because we are all driven not just by the intellectual curiosity but also by some kind of, I would call it ethical concern for the number of conflicts that there are in the world, and this makes the conversations we have not just on the intellectual level very fascinating, but also they have some kind of urgency and you feel it in the discussions. There's such openness and such respect that we can really discuss very critical issues.
Part of the summer school program is to visit the memorial site of the former concentration camp Buchenwald. For most participants, known only from hearsay. Here at the camp, the participants are challenged to think about the Second World War.
And I have already paid some visits to other concentration camps like Auschwitz, and I would say it's always an emotional experience, very emotional. I don't know about dates or numbers, but I know that it's quite a disastrous place to visit.
To be willing to deal with the past unconditionally reflects the attitude of many people in Germany. The huge physical dimensions of the memorial site of the former concentration camp provoke visitors to think about the atrocities which were committed during the World War. For some visitors, a fact which is hard to understand.
That was my fourth visit to the Buchenwald concentration camp. Entering the concentration camp for the first time, I entered it with anger and with intolerance and indifference to the suffering that happened there. However, with the fourth time, I realized that I have developed a sense of responsibility towards the place. I came to realize that without understanding the history of the Jewish Holocaust, we are furthest from understanding the Jewish narrative and the Jewish history and the Jewish social system, adding to the fact that understanding the Jewish history is just as important to us Palestinians, to understanding our own identity too, and to our own to the way we relate to the Jewish.
asked myself what we as a people or as a world, looking at the contemporary development in many regions of the world, what have we learned from our history? What are the lessons we should take? And I feel sad and upset that this kind of cruelty happens over and over again.
Now that I've been in Buchenwald, I can only say these words: no to categorization of the people based on the prejudice, no to discrimination, never again.
The summer school is a week of training. Workshops are offered to deepen specific topics. Different opinions are being expressed in order to understand more of the causes of conflicts. What political reconciliation really means can be discussed here. Two aspects become evident: the personal history of people and the transdisciplinary approach play a vital role in the reconciliation processes. As life is not only all about conflicts, the participants of the summer school like to celebrate too. This refreshes body and mind for the next working sessions.
I'm quite impressed by the capacities of the participants I have the opportunity to meet here. They are so much interested in getting deeper insights. They are posing very interesting, very developed questions. So it's real inspiring to enter into dialogue with them. And I would say it's a remarkable way of organizing also intergenerational dialogues here. So I have the clear feeling that these discussions are inspiring for both sides.